We need to reproduce ourselves before we die. Now, what I'm talking about today has nothing to do with biological reproduction, but I just want us to have a frank talk about our lives, about where we are coming from, where we are right now, and our future. Many of us have had a lot of experiences. We've had the opportunity to learn from great minds. We've had opportunity to experience things which some people may never experience in their lifetime. We've met great people that some have only heard or dreamt of. We've met people that some have only read about in books. But here we are, a bundle of experience, a bundle of wisdom, a bundle of knowledge in whatever field you're in, maybe financial field, you're in engineering, you're in medical sciences. Where you are right now, you're a bundle of experiences. You've made a lot of money, you're satisfied, you're okay, you're cool, you're balanced, you're not under any pressure. Now you're now in a stage where you need to give back to society. But here we are threatened with society dying off if we don't reproduce what we have. We don't reproduce ourselves. We don't pass it on to other people. I think it was Miles Monroe that said, one of the wealthiest places you find on earth is the graveyard. Why? Because there men die with their potentials. It's the wealthiest place because over there people have died with dreams. People have died with things they could have accomplished. People have died with visions. People have died with great ideas. They died with them. And so that graveyard is a wealthy place. It's like a gold mine. It's like a diamond field. But beyond that, I like to just expand it and tell you that the graveyard is also a place where great men die with their greatness. Great men die with their greatness because they don't pass it on to other people. And greatness is not just about wealth. Greatness is not just about handing over wealth to your children, putting down their names in a will or something. That's the least form of it. Greatness is handing over your experience, deliberately getting people from the next generation and building them up so that they can do greater works than us. Jesus said something. He said, greater works than this shall you do. So even Jesus was not threatened that his disciples or those who were coming after him were going to do greater works than him. Now you see that the disciples of Jesus did much greater works than he did, and he wasn't threatened. So we need to come to that point where we realize that every experience, everything we have learned, everything we have gained, God has put them together in us so that we can pass them on to the next generation. And it starts now. You're not going to wait until when you're about to die, then you're going to gather people together and now start saying, well, remember what I did in 1924. No, that's not what you're going to do. We are going to start now by deliberately raising a generation that will come after us. And sometimes the people we need to mentor will not look like it. Now, I've had that opinion before now that sometimes people who want to be mentored, they need to want it. They need to come after you. That mindset. They need to run after you. Because I don't have time, I'm busy. They need to come after you. That's how you know serious people. But beyond that, sometimes the people may not even know that they need to get to that next level. The people may not even know the potential they have. And possibly God has put us here for such a time as this, where we are also able to draw their attention to the greatness that lies within them and deliberately drag them and train them, even though they don't want to be trained right now. Maybe sometime in future they are going to see that greatness. There are so many people who didn't even think. They had no drive, no vision, they didn't want to be great. They didn't want to be mentored. But somebody took interest in them, picked them up and dragged them, forced them and taught them things. And today they are all the better for it. So I want to speak to us and challenge us. You're watching me right now. You're out there. You have the wealth, you have the experience. You need to pass it on to the next generation somehow. Maybe you need to start writing books. Yes, you need to start writing books. Write all these things that you know, put them in a book so that somebody in another generation will read them and learn from them. That person will in turn pass it on to their people who are coming after them. That's why the Bible is such a mighty book. We've been reading it for centuries and passing it on to our children. The original writers of those scripts that make up the Bible, they are long gone. But those things that were written have kept on helping us. They've kept on pushing us. They've kept on inspiring us. They've kept on strengthening our spirit, man. Look, mentoring is key. I don't want you to die with everything you have. I mean, there's no point you bragging and say, I've encountered God, I've done this, I've gone to so and so heights, I've acquired wealth, I've acquired experience, I have everything I need. But when you die, what's going to happen next? Who is going to continue from where you stopped? Who is going to run with that vision? Who is going to do greater works than you did? And they can't do greater works than you did if you don't put them through what you went through. If you don't teach them, they won't do greater works than you did if you don't give of yourself to them, if you don't release yourself to them. Now, this thing they say about a balloon, that when you take a balloon and you keep pumping air or blowing air into a balloon, it keeps expanding and expands to a point when it can take no more. And then what happens? The balloon bursts. Many of us are at that stage. You have come to that stage of consolidation in life, and you've just kept on receiving and receiving and receiving from God. You've kept on acquiring and acquiring and acquiring. You're made. You're an institution. You're okay for life. Your children, your grandchildren fixed. You have the knowledge. You have the experience. You are sound. But what about the next generation? I'm not talking about your children alone, the next generation. Because your children might not be interested in your field. For instance, you're a doctor, your children may not be interested in medical science. You're a banker, your children may not be interested in that. But we need to do something. Aside raising our children, deliberately getting a crop of young people coming after us and pouring ourselves into them and telling them our experiences in God, our experiences in our field of study, our experiences in life, our principles, those things that drive us, those things that brought us to where we are today, those core values that we have. We need to put it into them. Look, the world is in need of positive voices, and you can't afford to shut your mouth. The negative voices are not, they're not holding back at all. They are pouring themselves out. A lot of negative vibes in the air, a lot of negative knowledge, immoral stuff going all over the place. But you have it, and you are not deliberately mentoring people. Like someone says, if you don't train them, don't blame them. We need to charge ourselves. We are all responsible in a way for whatever we are seeing in the world out there today, because we kept quiet, because we didn't stand out. We didn't bring up young people. And when you leave people who are impressionable and you don't teach them anything, they're exposed to all sorts of things. And so the negative voices seem to be like the loudest voices. I don't want you to back down. I don't want you to keep quiet. They say evil thrives because good men refuse to say anything. They refuse to do anything. They just sit down there and do nothing. We need to begin to take young people and begin to train them deliberately and begin to talk about our values boldly. I shouldn't be afraid or ashamed to tell you that I know God, I love God, or I obey God. I shouldn't be afraid or ashamed to tell you the things I've done to get where I am today. I shouldn't be ashamed or afraid to tell you that integrity is key, or that you should work hard, or that diligence is better than corruption or any other thing. I shouldn't be afraid to say it. Even if other people have abused it and what we see in society looks like these things don't pay, we should keep saying it. We should keep saying it. And I know there are people out there who are listening. They're just looking for a voice that will be sound enough, a voice that will be confident enough to stand and say, this is what I believe in. People are waiting to be mentored. Let's not just wait for them to run after us. Let's begin to deliberately look out for these people, young people, people around us, and call them, talk to them. Let them have a change of heart, a change of life, and let's begin to share our lives with them. Let's begin to help them to become better people. Let's begin to share experiences. How long will you be secretive? How long will you hide your mistakes and hide everything? You want to go to the grave with them. So to whose benefit is it going to be? Every experience we've had, good or bad, is going to help somebody become better. And I have made up my mind that my experiences I will share. Sometimes people feel that we share too much, but it's all for God's glory. It's not just for myself. It's not about myself. It's about the next generation. Because this next generation that are coming after us, I'm telling you, they will do greater works than me. And I'm not going to be threatened about it. So when you do something better than me, I'm going to come and celebrate with you. I'm not going to be threatened. When you build a bigger house than mine, I'm going to come and celebrate with you. When you buy a bigger car than mine, I'm going to come and celebrate. Because if Jesus was not threatened, he said, greater works than this shall you do, then I have no business being threatened. My business is in making sure that the next generation is better than me. And I'm not going to back down in this. How about you? I'd like to know what you think about this video. Please like, comment, share. If you're watching on YouTube, ensure to subscribe to the video. My name is Mike Owangwa. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in coming days. Bye-bye.